Yeah, there's Cartesian doubt, which is we can only claim knowledge if we can be absolutely certain of something. And there's very little we can have that sort of Cartesian certainty for. I mean, what does he start with? I think, therefore I am. Yeah. I exist. That's the only thing I can be certain of. And then he goes on to God. Well, God is good. God wouldn't be a deceiver. God wouldn't want us deceived. So I can say that these experiences I'm having are not deceptions. But then, can you really have certainty about that?
No, I wouldn't say so.
No, exactly. I mean, are you certain God exists? Well, I mean, I know people have that kind of psychological certainty.
I don't think anyone's got any epistemic certainty around that, though, do they?
No. I mean, you can't be as certain that God exists as you can of you existing, because you're not experiencing God, but you're experiencing your inner self.
Yeah. Realistically, the only thing that we could be in that sort of frame is our own internal thought process. Whether it's us in a machine or whatever, we've still got that thought process going on. Even if we're a program, this program that we are has that thought process going on. So I suppose it's a bit extreme. I think it's a good way to tear back all of your foundational beliefs and really examine and perhaps go, right, these are the bits that I'm really, really not certain of, but these bits I'm mostly certain of. So I think, I should maintain these beliefs, but I need to look into these ones. But if we were to actually apply that to everything we thought and knew, we'd never be able to do anything.
No, we wouldn't. I mean, if I can't remember the discussion we were having the other week, but somebody said you shouldn't act on beliefs until you have certainty. Well, there's going to be very little beliefs you can act on. You're never going to take your umbrella out because it might rain.
Yeah.
But you're better off taking your umbrella out because it might rain.
You come to a bridge. You want to cross it, but it could collapse. You don't have absolute certainty that it's going to be there.
Yeah.
You can justify it rationally through induction, knowledge of construction, the fact that you can see cars going over it and it's perfectly fine, but you don't have absolute certainty in that. So yeah, if you were not to act on things you didn't have absolute certainty of, you would never do anything.
You couldn't. And the bridge example is a good idea of an example of both skepticism and critical thinking. In critical thinking, you would think about the problem of induction in that one.
Yep.
So you would understand that, induction isn't wholly rational, and that, just because the one in front of you was fine doesn't mean you're going to be fine.
Yeah, exactly.
But you would also understand, like you said, the probability is pretty high that it's not going to collapse. And even though we don't have certainty, we should still act. That's an example of critical thinking. Skepticism would just be, or skepticism in the sense that a lot of skeptics use it these days, which is just general doubt. So skepticism would be, well, how do I know the bridge isn't going to collapse? Do I have good reason to think the bridge won't collapse? What evidence is there that it won't collapse? That kind of thing.